Welcome back, everybody, to the Warlord of SBAS plays Torment Tons of Numenera, episode 99. Last time, we played a little musical chairs with our characters, so we can get Eloquern's side mission away. Found out the tattoos on his arms were actually his family and stuff. Now we have to find a code to get them off of him. Oh, but that'll be later on. And now we're exploring the crystal area. We just talked to the Oracle, and he said we can use these certain items now to open pathways. These things. So let's see how these work. Ooh, nifty. Let's check out these fat loots that we can find now. Touch it. Take it. Want it. Might. Sweet. So what does this one do? Poke it. Ah, it opens that.
We shall see.
Good to know. What does this do? This crystalline structure is distinct from all the others. It looks older, more fundamental, but by no means basic. It is one of the more complex structures you've seen in this place. A large portion of its glowing emitting a low rumbling hum that you can feel in your chest. Blurry lights flit across the surface of its large gems. Can you speak? Wave of force pulses out from a crystalline structure. Your body shudders with the impact, even though you hear nothing. Are you a fuppet? Crystalline releases another single pulse, jolting your body, and you get the strange impression that the pulse means yes. This fuppet is not like any other you've seen. May not have been the communicative qualities of the speaker, but it is trying to talk to you nonetheless. What is your function? Glow dims slightly and the blurry lights on the gem surface disappear. You realize they weren't lights at all, but images the Fubbit was trying to show you. When they appear, they show a flat crystalline plane. Then one by one, the shards emerge. They bud and sprout in the shape of other Fubbits. As you watch, they continue growing, creating ridges, walkways, stairs. In one corner, you see the speaker flower out of the crystals. In a matter of seconds, this entire region of ascension has taken shape in the image before you. The spot that built it all. Alright, so it was some sort of construction device. I'm looking for a circular dark healing material, blah blah blah. Have you seen it? Large crystal pulses once, and an image appears in a human figure walking through the ascension into a cave. The details are too fuzzy to make out who it is, but presumably he has the amulet. After a while, he leaves the cave. The images move quickly, then crystals growing and shrinking as time passes. Suddenly, the entire image shakes, and the cave entrance is gone. When the cave entrance closes, it doesn't look like a simple collapse. Crystals grow up from the ground as if they're intentionally blocking the way inside. Why did the cave close? Violet light dims for a moment, and as an ominous pulse shudders through your body, an image appears of some kind of multi-legged clawed creature you've never seen before. Ew. You closed the cave, didn't you? Can you open it again? The light within the crystal freezes in place, and the humming of the Fubbit ceases. It stays motionless for some time. Finally, you feel the single pulse force through your body. Yes. Feel the ground rumble around your feet, and after a few moments, the vibration ceases, and the Fubbit shows an image of the cave. The crystals that block the entrance are gone. Okay. You feel 2 quick pulses through your body when the crystal structure goes still.
Go.
Alright, so clearly there was a monster that we're gonna have to fight in the some cave somewhere.
I'm ready.
Interesting. Seeing anything
in an instant.
Anything down here yet? Some fat loot, which I like.
Go.
That looks like a skeleton. Okay. So that must be the cave I'm supposed to go to. That opens that pathway. Out to more loot.
Yes.
Which I do
Now.
like. Woot woot. More loot. Okay. So we're gonna go up here.
Of course.
Because there's some areas we can go to. Just before we go to the area we need to go to. Because I like to explore everywhere I can go. One of you has mental... 2 people in your mind. Where there it says the place is full of sentient beings called Fubbits. See what you think. He gives you a flat, dispelling stare. Suddenly, person laughter. You're jesting. I see. No, friend. We have explored this entire area. We are only sentients in this place. The crystalline being I mentioned says that one of you has 2 patterns of thought in their head. I'm assuming it's you. How alarming! Dorian says this with a smirk. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, it's definitely you. You seem sketchy. Alright, you're not going to tell me anything interesting.
Fine.
So what's up here? Other than loot. And some square, semi-square thing. Polished stone. Neat. Take that.
Yes.
And more shins. Always good to have shins.
I am the very soul of action.
Huh. What's this? From the device proposed frigid air could be the equivalent of a campfire. Purpose or both. Huh.
Let's go.
Even as it floats weightless in the air, Megalith bespeaks adamantium heft, perhaps because of its contrast with surrounding crystals. Stone bleeds need over hunger, and telepathic whisper wraps in the thought product in your mind. Study it. Although from a distance it seems to be a single stone, up close you can see that it's covered in many small scales, each inscribed with a different pattern, rules and loops, and arches in distinct as those of fingerprints. Whether it is mechanical construct or a living being or something else entirely is unclear. I'm not going to smash it. Try to read its mind and understand what it wants. You don't hear any thoughts from the megalith beyond what it projects to you. If there is a mind here to read, it is impenetrable. What do you want? Product. Only no other. Give, only return happy bubbles. What product? Please tell me what you want. Only response is thought product. Product. What the heck is it talking about? Huh. I don't think any of this is anything. Do I want to smash it and probably do something wrong?
Alright.
Yeah, we won't find. That's 60. Terrible. Pretty good. And fail. Of course. 85. Opponent tries to scale, but it's seen only slicing your fingers on the sharp edges. The Megalith's words part does not react to all to your futile scrabbling. Try again. There we go. Nittle. Digging your fingers deep under the scale, you rip out a tug with your strength. At last, your scale snaps off, revealing a tube-like fistula leading into the metal's interior. As a small object rolls out of the tube, your mind explodes with your mega error. No, bad hatchling. No bubbles. Then its thought falls silent. The other scales press more tightly against the megalith, and a thin oil coating seeps over them. No more prying will be possible. So what did I get? Collection of crystals. Floating megaliths encountered an ascension spot. Blah blah blah. Crystals appear similar to nature. Ascension crystals, while they have no apparent function, you should be able to sell them for some shins. Okay. Neat, I guess. I get a crystal.
Yes.
Sure. Will it allow me to touch it again? Not really. This is presence. Alright.
Let's go.
I just pissed it off, probably. Well, that didn't seem to do anything useful at all. Well, poop.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
So, I guess we're going into the cave and probably fighting some horrible monster. Oh, monster, come out and
Look out below.
play.
Above. Sideways.
Behind us frequently, blah blah. Crystal caves. Have you seen the situation of these crystals? Have they grown? I bet this is natural.
As you wish.
Huh.
Absolutely.
What's in here? More loot. Good.
In this world,
I like
then,
loot. It is up here.
Yes. Now.
Don't see anything too interesting so far,
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
other than some loot. This area is mostly empty. What is this? Artifact. To look at edge. Effort applied. This is Terry. Interesting.
You want a job done right?
With my intellect pool, but it does more damage.
Of course.
Alright, some stuff over here that I can't get to. Assume it has a lot to do with all this ramming gobbledygook. What is this? Stasis pod is dull and lifeless. There is no visible way to activate it.
Yes.
Okay. What about this? All the cables in the room connect to this bulky machine and its twin that generate a low rumble that you can feel on your feet. As you approach, the screen lights up. Strange is like the runes flash angularly in the center of the screen. The other glyphs revolve slowly around it. Run in an elliptical orbit. A bolt of lightning is a set of parallel lines in a circle. I'm not going to destroy this. Touch the flashing lights like runes. A picture appears that looks like a technical schematic of the device behind you. At the center of the room, the source of the low hum. Vocal lines of runes appear next to the schematic, but you can't read them. Alright. Use my brain power and try to figure that out. Should be fine with that. Or not. Retry. There we go. Although you can't read the runes, the gist of the message becomes clear. A warning about the device with the two crystals at the center of the chamber. The device has deteriorated to an unstable state, and one fluctuation in power is likely to result in an interruption in function. The rules do not say what will happen if the device ceases to function, or if they do, that you can't decipher it. Alright, return to initial screen. Press a small icon, center, blah blah blah. Try the glyph that looks like a bolt of lightning. When glyphs disappear, replaced with an image that is depicting the bank of 3 large crystals to the right. The symbols flow into the image, showing that the device is currently receiving power from the machine before you. The circular symbol glows next to the image. Each time one of the symbols enters the image, the crystals, the circular symbol pulses brightly. Pressing it would likely cut the flow of power to the bank of crystals. Alright. So glyph of parallel lines. The image appears of the pod of the far corner of the room. The image of the pod is dim. A circular symbol sits next to the image. Alright, that's probably to activate it. Circular glyph. The image appears depicting a humming device in the center of the room. The one with 2 crystal symbols flowing into the image, showing that the device is currently receiving power from what machine before you. A circular symbol pulses each time the symbol flows into the image. Pressing would likely cut the flow of power to the crystal, causing the humming to cease. The circular symbol is outlined in red, suggesting that the function of the device is particularly important. Alright. So. Step away from now. What does this look like? Phobia appears to be trapped in the center of crystal. It flickers slightly. So that's a prison of sorts. What is this? A machine similar to the one next to it, but it doesn't have any sort of interface or control panel. Alright. And this. Supposed to be some sort of low hum that permits the cavern. It's receiving power, though thick cables from 2 large machines against the wall. The field of energy is still a part of the cave. Huh. So.
Yes. Now.
Full of lightning. Pulsing circle symbol. The circular symbol dims and then symbol freezes in place, no longer marching into the image of the 3 crystals to your right. As the back of the crystals fade, a fluid blinks in church within one of the large crystals, finally free from imprisonment. It zips around the crystal, making a cheerful noise in your direction, then vanishes in a flash of light. Alright. So, parallel lines. Corner of the room. Press the dim circle symbol. Well, the symbol in the pod light up on the screen. The circular symbol pulses in time and then adds symbols that march in the image of the pod itself. The far corner of the room noise to indicate the pod is now receiving power. So we don't want to mess with this because it's broken. And that's why we had to turn this off. So now we want to go look at this. And this is too important to turn off, I think. Brings out energy pulse around the stasis pod. There appears to be nothing inside it. The control interface hovers a few centimeters off the surface to one end of the pod. Surprisingly, the words on the interface were written in the truth, and you can understand them. There are several options, but most of them are dimmed out. The only 2 functioning options are check status and access data. Check status. Picture of pod appears a lit on the image, closed and flashing red. Shovel out replaced on the image of the pod flash red as well. Text says stasis pod empty. Error self-diagnostic fail. Cannot open stasis pod. Primary function offline. Data integrity 67%. Access data. List of records appear. Several of them are crossed out with the word corrupted next to the name. Most of the functioning records are mundane, like system integrity results or list of lab equipment, or a number of functioning data records labeled experimental notes. First note. Unfamiliar male voice reverberates throughout the room. Primarily, investigation suggests that Mezov was correct. The crystals of the Ascension bear the properties that were required to complete the resonance chamber. Ah. The internet provide value in research at this place, and may have the other uses besides. So it'll be some time before I can return it to the. Much more experimentation is required before I can know for certain whether the Ascension holds what I seek. Alright, second. The secretions of the crystal vor are one of the few substances I've found that can eat through the living crystal of the Ascension. I've had several larvae brought here for the purpose. Draconic sees patience with regard to the amulet, but I have dealt with blood before. He only remained patient for so long before I decided I have cheated him. No matter. I fear the sorrow more than I fear them. Third. I have several experiments running simultaneously while I wait for the crystal to grow. True to their name, the crystal wars have proven quite adaptable to the environment and valuable to this part of the process. The Ascension needles may prove useful as well. I didn't ignore them initially, but although there are speakers capable of coordinating communication, it has proven useless to provide any real information. However, I have since seen other natives accomplish some remarkable feats with the crystal itself, so I captured one for study. We shall see if there are more than I can learn from it. Alright. Fourth. Several of the crystal vor larvae hatched prematurely and escaped. It's unclear how it happened, but I suspect that someone came looking for the amulet while I was buying supplies in Sigis. No doubt they tampered with my machines in their efforts to find it. The voice sighs. To prevent further substances, I have placed the amulet and the remaining larvae behind an energy field. The power generator can open the field, but it now requires a passcode sequence to ensure that there is no further tampering. I'm not foolish enough to record the sequence here, but should something happen to me such that I forget, the 3 geoscopes through the berry center are the key. 3 through the berry center are the key. Okay, whatever that means. The voice says nothing more. If that was supposed to be a hint, its meaning is unclear. Perhaps it would make some more sense than looking at the power generator itself. Maybe. Fifth. The escaped crystal vors are growing and breeding. They now constitute a serious threat to my work. He pauses. I've built a device to emit sound waves at a very specific frequency, lulling the creature into dormancy. So it's a good thing I didn't turn that off. So far, it appears to be an effective countermeasure, but I shall have to keep careful watch to be sure. I must also make sure that the power generator does not experience any interruption lest they wake again. I believe that was the 5th, right? Yes. 6th. The voice speaks between ragged breath. This will be my last entry. Blood's patience has worn thin, as I knew it would. His dangers are outside and will no doubt break through my defenses momentarily. If they do, I will have to abandon this body. I don't know when I'll be able to return, but I am. His voice goes off. There's no more of this entry. Alright. 7th. The voice on the entry is the same as the other entries, but it has none of the confidence from before. I don't know what's happening. I woke in this cave surrounded by angry men demanding something called an amulet. I don't know what it is, but they attacked me. I don't know what to do. So I fought back, killed them. The blood, it's everywhere. Some of it's mine, but most of it. I found these notes afterward when I was trying to figure out what was happening to me. I couldn't figure out how to retrieve the amulet. But these men were sent with someone called Bleh. I don't know what any of this means. I'm going to find out. But I'm leaving the message in case I don't make it back. I don't know who will listen, but, well, I figured I should leave something of me in here. Somewhere in the camp. Somewhere. In case I don't get very far. Okay. So we now know that there's a secret here somewhere that we had to figure out. The larva and stuff are over here, you said. This keeps the machine at the monsters at bay. And there's a code to
Of course.
unlocking the stuff. But we'll figure that all out next time. So until next time, remember, embrace the chaos or you'll go mad. Bye.